Yeah.
Introduction. Welcome to the lockdown. Do you get it? This is my show.
Yeah. Oh, right. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. The lockdown, mate. You've got it. So
it's actually put in the what?
Say again.
It's actually put second row as well. Nice.
I didn't even think about that. Actually. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Are you in the jungle? Where are you going?
I was walking around the garden, get a bit more sun.
Lovely.
It's in a different spot, so.
Give us a full body look then. Come on, because you haven't got any
No,
traps.
not quite yet.
No, I can't even see the nipples, just the traps. Keep the traps on.
I give it that, yeah.
Mate, do the whole thing like that.
Got to camp after 5 minutes.
How are things out there, mate, in Paris then? What's the situation?
I don't know, everyone's just shut down. You can still go out and get, like, same as back there, I think, necessities. So any food you need, drinks, whatever, you can go out and get that. But everyone's just in the house, it's quite quiet. And it's the same back there as well. At 8 o'clock, everyone claps and cheers for the medical staff, the nurses and doctors and things that are working. But yeah, I don't know. We were, and I think initially we were 15 days, but now it's next week as well. So no one really knows how long it's going to go on for. I've got my PlayStation, so I'm alright though.
You need to get on the PS4.
I'm on it.
FIFA game. You on the game?
Yeah.
Mate, we're going live with RugbyPass, mate. They've just played the first round of games. Mate, you should get in. Once they've sorted out a few of the technicalities, which they've done now. But there's some good games that have happened. So I think Adam Hastings, did he beat Henry Slade? Did he beat him?
Yeah. You've seen that. I was texting him last night. He said he beat him 2-1.
Yeah. So mate, there's some good ones actually out there. So mate, we'll get you in. We'll get you in when it's all sorted. But so what are the clubs saying then? So there's a load of stuff happening over here with
the clubs.
With the salaries and the talk of the clubs bloody going under and stuff. What's the chat with? I don't imagine Racing are in that situation with Jackie at the helm. But what's the ban?
I don't really know. Our accountants message us and stuff, and I was chatting to the agents, but I think we'll get a certain percentage of our salary. I think I don't know if that's from the club or from the government or what. And then I don't know, something to do with tax and all that. I don't know. I just trust the accountant and the club are going to look after it. So
yeah, that's the thing, mate.
That's all good.
And then what they're doing, because I know it's not as professional, and that's not being harsh to the other clubs. Have they give you the training programs to get them traps fired up or what?
Before we went into lockdown, like the strength and conditioning guys, they were putting the groups in if they want any equipment or whatever. So boys got like watt bikes, rowers, dumbbells, anything they needed. They got sort of dropped off at their house from the club.
What did you take?
Yeah. Nah, I got some band stuff, like just for, I don't know, sort of rehab bands.
Keep the glutes fired up, yeah?
That's it. So now I'm doing some running out in front of my house and in my back garden and stuff, but it's kind of a bit boring doing the same stuff every day.
Are you on your own? You living on your own?
Yeah.
Mate, that 2 weeks ago, that was the best thing that ever happened. Now, mate, you're lonely. That's why you're talking to me.
Now, with PlayStation these days, mate, I'll go online and chat to my mates. It's all good, so.
Yeah. How you dealing with it, though? You right?
Everyone's in the same position, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, you're dealing with it all right, though? Like mentally and stuff like that after a few days? Or, like you say, just cracking on?
Well, I suppose because I live on my own, it's like, it's kind of not normal, but like, I'll do training, come home, chill, go and get dinner, then come back and chill again, so I'm kind of used to having a lot of time on my own in the house, so I'm not that bothered by it. Nah, none of that really. I've just kind of been I don't know, I've not really thought about rugby when I'm doing this, because you don't know how long it's going to go on for. I think over here they're talking about maybe 45 days of the league and then maybe 2 weeks training and then back into the games. And I was chatting with Greg the other day there. He was saying they're maybe going to have a top 8 playoff, and who knows.
Really? So all that's going on. So what are they saying? So that they you think they'll definitely finish the league? I know we can't say for sure, but is that?
Yeah, I don't know, because our league goes on till end of June, I think. So they might still get a few games at the end. I don't know. I saw stuff that's happening with Europe, but to be honest, I don't really read into all that sort of stuff because no one really knows what's going to happen. So I'm just I'll just wait and see what the text. We got a text this morning saying that next week's going to be the same as this week and the last week. So like no training, just training at home. So I'm just kind of waiting for an update from the club to see when we're going back in or what's happening. The coach called us Toto called us a few days ago, and then Mike Prendergast texted me the other day there. So
are they asking you to send pictures of yourself or not to make sure you're in decent shape or?
Nah, none of that. Well, everyone posts on Instagram their home training sessions. I think coaches will probably know they're in shape. So
everyone's posting it.
I haven't seen any of yours yet, mate. I'm looking forward to them. Taps
Come
out
on, next week. Next week will be the week.
Mate, let's talk a bit of ruggers then. Come on, while I got you. You said you've not reflected on what's happened, but not that this is a good thing at all, but maybe it's let the dust settle a little bit. Where do we stand with everything? Were you on the phone to Gregor giving him some tips for the France game? Talk to me, where are we as it stands right now?
I spoke to him before the France game and sort of tried to help him out and what for me being over here a year and a half and how I feel that they were going to play and tried to help them out like that. I've kept in touch with a few of the boys the whole time, so. And then before I think the following week before the France game, I called Greg and just said, I don't know if I was going to come back in or not, but I think for everyone it's best we just leave it just now, and then we can arrange, we can kind of start again after Six Nations, and we can move forward from there. So cause I'd been back here, back and forward, and there'd been a lot of talk around it, so I think it was better just me making a decision just to stop it for the last two games, let the boys go ahead and focus on the game without any journalists or anything chatting about it again. And then I said to Greg, we can start working on this after the Six Nations. So it was it was fine. I think just now when I've got nothing on, I'll give him a call at some point, have a chat and try and move things on. Obviously the summer tour, I don't know if that will go ahead now, because we were speaking about that, sort of fixing things before the summer tour. Which would be good, obviously. But I don't know if that goes ahead now or not. I'm not sure. But still, for me, I want to fix things, and I don't imagine Gregor's in the same boat. And we're just going to have to, we'll work it out, and it'll be good in a few weeks or a few months, I think.
Do you think it's down to you, or do you think Gregor feels the same? Is that mutual, or is it up to you to be able to say, look, mate, what's gone has gone. Hold your hands up, even if you feel like you don't have to hold your hands up. Is it you who needs to make that move, or is it a joint thing with Gregor? Is he kind of giving you that olive branch as well?
I think it's got to be both. The way it's all come out is what it is. But I think me and Gregor, we actually have I think now we've got a better understanding of each other. Which I called him a few times during the Six Nations, and I think now he sort of understands where I'm coming from. So I think it'll be a lot of discussions and probably catch ups to just fix it, which will be good. But I think in the long run it'll be good for us as well, not just in the short term to try and fix things and quickly patch it over. I think going forward for myself, Gregor, and the team, it'll be good that we can actually have a better relationship with each other, and we can actually probably work forward.
No, that's great, mate. I'm obviously pumped from a Scottish perspective, to hear you talking about that. Genuinely, I think it's. Do you know what I mean? It's not nice to see. I know there's a bit of banter along the way, weren't there? And obviously the stuff came out from the SRU, and then it was a bit of not tit for tat. Then you did that article, which I think was great for you to do that article. I really do. I wasn't sure about Craig's picture of you posting on the sofa, but mate, it is part of it. But I think it also is you are a big part of the team. You're such a good player, and you need to have a voice as well. And I think that seems to be the only way that it could be heard, and maybe try and give a bit of context. Any regrets of doing that or not? Are you still glad you've done that?
No. I think the way it was all kind of coming out was I kept quiet. Obviously, I didn't want to say anything or put anything out there. And then I feel after a time, I had to say my side just to say what I was feeling. I was getting kind of frustrated, and not annoyed, but kind of frustrated, just seeing everything that was coming out about me and. In the media, like everything you get nowadays on social media and whatever else, and I was like, well, this isn't actually what the story. I need to actually say my side and say what's actually happening here. I suppose it's me just kind of sticking up for myself and just saying that's not actually that's just one side of the story. This is my side of the story. So I suppose it's always two sides of a story. So I had to say mine. So I don't regret it at all. I think it was just something that I had to do in the context of it all.
Was there any backlash or anything to any of the lads? I mean, because there was whispers, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want, that some of the lads were a bit pissed off. Obviously for Hoggy, who you're really good mates with, he goes in as captain, and then he's having to deal with all this after the first week in training. Like, how's all that now? You said that you spoke to Greg, that you got a good relationship with him. How are you and Hoggy?
I got a good relationship with Hoggy as well. I think that was fine. Before the article came out, I spoke to him and Ali after the England game. And I just said to him then, look, there's an article coming out tomorrow, just my side of how it's going. I just said what was happening. So I gave him a heads up before it. Yeah, I think so. I text him throughout it saying good luck and stuff. But you know what it's like when you're playing, like you get hundreds of texts. So it's not. Yeah, it's fine. It's different being outside of it looking into it rather than being in there. So, but it's fine. I imagine it'll be all right.
And how was it looking in? Were you gutted? Was there, an air of frustration and stuff like that? Because I think when, like, naturally, it's like if you're injured as well, like the team will just move on, won't they? They have to. And I think that the quality of player that you are and the standing you have in the team, regardless of what happens, apart from what we're seeing now, the game's going to go ahead, isn't it? It's going to be on TV, and the lads are going to go out there and play well because they're a good team. Were you gutted watching it? Were you?
I was more frustrated. I'd say, just frustrating watching it, just with the whole situation, everything that was going on. But then at the same time, I was back here playing, so that kind of takes your mind off it. So that was I suppose, a bit of a challenge for me. I had to kind of have all that going on in Scotland and come back here and play, and then continue to try and do well here. So, like you say, the league here doesn't stop. We kept going through it. So it was just, I suppose, different. It was if you're injured, it's different reasons why you're not playing. So I think it was a different situation than I'd been in before. I've been injured in Six Nations games. I got banned for one. So they're easy, not easy, but you're almost gutted because you're out for a different reason. This was more of a frustration. I was feeling a bit more frustrated almost watching it. But
yeah, and what if they play the Six Nations games again? In the summer. So say they finished I think it's one left, isn't it? It's two for Ireland.
Yeah, Wales.
Yeah, of course it's Wales. What do you reckon, or not? Well, who knows?
I don't know. It's interesting to see how the next few months go, I suppose. The summer in November they're going to play it, or October or something.
Yeah. So maybe after the summer tour, so you might have sort of things
out
there.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll play a part in the Six Nations this year. Never know.
We'll see.
I don't know. It's like I say, a few months left till the end of the season, so I think the plans with me and Gregor will try and catch up a couple of times, and if it's not meeting in person, it'll be over the phone or FaceTime like this or Skype, and try and progress things and move things forward for the summer tour. As we spoke, kind of a lot about the summer tour going forward, and how we can work on things for then, and how we can kind of both come back together for the summer tour, if not before.
I mean, mate, if you speak to him on Skype, mate, you'll have to put a top on.
I don't know. Give him another week. And he'll get the full from the waist up.
Mate, exactly, yeah. The Ricky Gervais.
That's a PlayStation face.
Mate, what do you make then of the lads, that game against France? What did you say to Gregor, actually, before France? So it was always, not question marks, because you can maybe talk a bit more about this French team. They were absolutely flying. Did you think they had a chance of stopping them in their tracks for the Grand Slam? What did you feed him?
I spoke to him, obviously I played with a few of the boys here. I chatted to them, I suppose, about their traits and what I feel they like to do and how they play, and when they're under pressure, they do certain things under pressure, or when they've got time and space in the ball, what they do, and I tried to help them with that and a few players. Obviously, I had Lolo as an attack coach last year for a year, so I said a few things that they might try and do. I think as well with Intimac going off early, I think him and Dupont have also got a great relationship. So that was a big blow for France. I think a lot of, I don't know if Dupont subconsciously took a lot of leadership on his shoulders and tried to do a bit much or what, but I think they managed to get into him in the red card also. But I think the things that I said to him was, I kind of gave him an insight on how I believe the players play when they've got time, space, when they're comfortable, when they're on the front foot, and what they do when they're on the back foot, and how to potentially shut them down, and for Scotland's defence. And then again with Lolo, how he could potentially play if we managed to do that. A few kind of shapes that he might try and run, or structures he might try and use.
And what do they say in terms of the media? So they came back, obviously lost the game. What were the excuses? What was the kind of evaluation of why they got beat? For me, it looked like the defence. Scotland changed the tactics, went a bit higher in defence, attacking the ball, slowing the ball down that way. Yeah. Obviously, Jamie and Hamish were brilliant as well. It's obviously a long time ago. I've not even watched the game, but there's obviously a lot that's happened. But when you look at that, what were they saying? Because France were flying towards a grand slam. It almost seemed a foregone conclusion from the other side.
I don't know. They almost went a bit flat, didn't they? They kind of struggled to get anything going. Although, like, they made a lot. I don't know. The conditions, were they bad, or I don't know. But they made loads of errors, like knock-ons, turnovers. Credit to Scotland's defence and breakdown, but I think France kind of beat them. Didn't beat themselves, but they made a lot of mistakes, like just knock-ons, lost the ball, spilled it in contact a lot of the times, and the red card that was a big part in the game, wasn't it, as well? So, but again, Scotland played really well. Like you say, they did really well at the breakdown with Jamie and Hamish, which is great to see. I don't know. As a funny game, I think France just didn't play anything like they had done the first 3 games of the Six Nations. So I don't know. I think it was for Scotland. I suppose they'd been the underdogs. Obviously, France were potentially going for the Grand Slam if they'd won that game. So that Scotland had nothing to lose. They had to go for it. They had kind of, how do you say it? They kind of, I suppose, in the boys' minds, maybe they were kind of free. They just could do what they wanted, could play what they liked, and have a go at things. Defence and attack, and I think, like you say, defence pressed high, shut Vinamy down at 13. Didn't really let him get into the game much, so France struggled to get the ball wide. I think tactically they got it well in defence, attacking the breakdown, stopping France getting quick balls. That's when they're very dangerous, which is great.
It was great. What's the talk as well over in France? I've actually heard mixed reviews, not around Sean Edwards. We know he's a quality coach, but actually how he's been received amongst the players. So in your broken understanding of French, has there been any chat around the changing room about him and about how strict he's been?
We've not seen many of the boys that much. Vinamy, Camille, Teddy and Boris have been in with the French team most of the comp, so they've not really been back at Racing that much. Teddy Bobigny, he's a hooker. He was there for a few weeks, or a week maybe, then he was back here. So I've not really spoken to them much about it and about how the defence coach is.
No whispers though. No whispers of how they're getting on.
No, Bernie LaRue, he kind of mentioned he's really good. He's quite a hard-nosed guy and all about kind of aggression and things, which you kind of saw in the games. They've got a lot of dominant tackles and they're going hard at the ball as well. So I think the big thing about France is like the continuity they've got in the squad. Like they've got a lot of young boys. And I think with Intermark and Dupont at 9 and 10 playing at Toulouse and a great team, a lot of confidence, they kind of bring that to the team as well. Vinamy's got a lot of confidence and he's a great attacking player. So I think they've got threats all over the pitch, but they've got, again, chatting to Bernie a little bit, it sounds like they're playing for each other and they're playing for all the right reasons, which is great. Great for them, but not for the other teams.
Yeah, of course. But also they look fit as well. And how long have you been in France now? Is this your second season?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your second season. So I don't know how much it's evolved maybe from last year, but I think the French team look a lot. Well, I can see, mate. I can see by the traps. And Zeebs, mate, Zeebs looks a bit more fluffy, doesn't he?
Oh shit. He's had a few injuries this year, actually, Zeebs, but I think he's lost maybe 8 kilos in the last few months. So.
What do you mean 8 kilos? How's he put on 8 kilos to lose?
Huh?
How has he put on 8 kilograms to lose? What do you mean he's lost 8 kilos?
I don't know. That's what he says. I don't know. I know for me that I'm having about 2 baguettes a day just now. So not just now, but during training I'll have about 2 baguettes a day.
Mate, it's all congregating around the chin.
I know.
Matt, I'm loving this jungle walk. I'm loving this jungle walk as well. What was I going to say? So is there any talk then in the French team or in France of becoming a little bit more professional about what they're doing? Do you know what I mean? Bringing in performance directors, physios and all that?
I don't know, it's like other clubs, but at Racing it's pretty, I think it's like as professional as back home or anywhere else. You get your gym programmes, obviously. It's a longer season and you probably play more out here. I think last year, by the time it came to November tests, I'd played half the amount of games that I'd played the year before. So you play more out here, so a lot of you have to stay in shape. But if I went in on the Monday and I was like, my shoulder's a bit sore, they just say, do rehab and just make sure that's right for the weekend. So it's kind of managing it game to game. You get a lot of your fitness through the games, but I think more so now the coaches are becoming more kind of modern as well, and the training sessions we have over here are more like the ones that we'd have back home. So they're similar, like pretty much the same as the ones we'd have back home. So I don't know what it was like a few years ago, but since I've been here, it's been pretty similar to back home, which is all good.
And talk to me then, just finally, why are you playing so well there, do you think? And why are you loving it so much? I know a big change from Glasgow, but is it everything that we see? The glitz and the glamour of Paris. You're obviously getting well paid. This maverick tag that I know you probably love to hate a little bit as well, but you've got a bit of free reign. Like, why do you think we're seeing the best out of you in Paris?
I think last year the way that we'd play, it's just most teams use the same setup, the 1-3-3-1. Mike brought in the 2-4-2 this year, but we changed back to the 1-3-3-1. But I think in those shapes, I kind of let you play however you want. I think over here the coaches they have trust in me doing whatever I need to do. Like not like on the pitch, like they trust me to do, like to run it on the pitch, and I've got full reign to do whatever I need. It's kind of like go and try something. If it's on, go for it, and we kind of back you to do it. And if it doesn't come off, then it's your fault. We'll have a go at you, but it's for us, well, for me as a player, it kind of gives me confidence I can try something, and as long as I've got a good reason behind it and I can pull it off, then it's fine. Also, I think having some of the guys that I'm playing with over here, I don't have to try. I'm not having to do anything. I just have to do my job and then leave other boys to do their job. So, if I give the ball to Vinny, he's going to create something and give it to the next guy. Or, Teddy and Max at 9, your class as well. There's guys all over the pitch who are like world class. So I want to play up at their level and be like up with them. But I just have to focus on doing my job. I think this year's been better because I can speak more French. But also Mike Prendergast, he speaks English, so I've got more of an input on the attack. Chatting to him on that, and we work really closely together. Like most days, we'll have a few minutes meeting after lunch, just randomly going over clips, having a look at things and what we can do. Which is good for me and good for him. Like we both kind of just share our thoughts and how we think it's gonna play out the weekend. And it's like, I suppose over here I don't know what you'd say, but when Vern was a coach at Scotland, it's like rugby is rugby. And I don't know if that's just a French mentality, because Vern was obviously in France before Scotland. And it's like rugby is rugby. When you're on the pitch, you're 100%, you're training, you're doing full on. But then off it, everyone just switches off and has a laugh, has a joke. And the coaches integrate with the team really well. They all have a good laugh. Like Toto has a laugh with the coaches, Mike has with the players. Mike has a laugh with us. And it's a really good environment to be in, where boys just are very relaxed off the field, having a laugh, having a joke, and then when it comes to the actual pitch, it's really full on. Most sessions are pretty much full contact. It starts a little bit with touch, but like shoulders on. Before you know it, it's like boys are getting tackled, boys are going to try and steal the ball on rucks, and which is quite funny. But it just shows that the switch on and off from the pitch to the off the pitch is so different. It's very much like when you're on, like when you're in the rugby zone, it's like you're 100%. But then when you're off, you do whatever you want. You can chill.
And that suits you down to the ground. Well, there's a couple of things that I want to finish on then. So I've got to say an apology really first. So I don't think you're going to get a girlfriend off the back of this, I'll be honest. Just looking at the... that one, yes. But what I'd like to hear most, I think we can confirm, is that you are going to be back in a Scotland shirt in the next few months, yeah? So
hopefully, yeah.
So you and Gregor are touching, not quite connected yet, but you're touching.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I think throughout the tournament, we kind of spoke a little bit on and off, and the conversation up and down. I think just at the end, once I decided what was going to happen for the last couple of games of the tournament, and then how we can move forward, it was probably more positive for us going forward. So I think we're touching. We're kind of he messaged the other day. Yeah, he messaged the other day, seeing what the plans are for the tournament over here and how we're going to go and stuff. So I'll just keep in touch with them over the next few weeks and whenever we get back playing, and then before the summer, and hopefully working things for then. And I'd imagine if it, I think it will be all right. In a few months, it'll be fine. We'll be back to how it was.
Good. Back to 3 beers then instead of 2. Good on you, mate. Well, hopefully, mate, because we'll have you and Adam there. Adam's been doing really well as well, so it's class. But Finn, thanks for talking to me on the lockdown. Get it?
Yeah, on the lockdown. Nice, Jim.
You get it now, mate. Cheers for that, buddy.
Right, see you in a bit.
Take it easy, pal.
Good, Jim.
Bye-bye.